It is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. This is another offseason edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. Yeah, I'm not in my usual abode. I am with Dan Rourke in the very same house, so somehow I am making it. We are at an Airbnb in Phoenix, Arizona. We miss you, man. We miss you. Everybody's asking about you as we were out at Mariners and Padres camp on Monday.
That makes me feel good. How's Dan's aura right now? I could feel it emanating through the screen. I can tell you that. Can't wait to see you guys. We'll be together later this week out in the warehouse in New Jersey. So I'm looking forward to that. But Chris, I got to say something, man.
Yeah.
So I know you're in the middle of just a really long work 2 weeks here.
Sure.
You're the best in the business, bro. I love you so
very
much.
Sweet.
Okay.
I
appreciate you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. It's always great. This is the first time you have a chance to visit a camp. As I mentioned, we went out to Peoria, Arizona, and so it's half Mariners, half Padres. So I hung with Seattle all day, caught up with J-Rod, who's always one of the – he makes me laugh. He is funny. Spent a lot of time with Logan Gilbert. Josh Naylor was there, and the team dog Tucker, whom we found out a lot about. Tucker loves food, so he followed Naylor around all day, and Naylor just kept feeding him. You probably saw that on the MLB Twitter feed. It was great stuff. Jolly was over at Padres camp, said hi to one of the newest Padres, and Nick Castellanos. I think he talked to Musgrove and Merrill and Michael King, maybe a few others as well. So it's good. It's, we already put some content out. Some of this is for – I don't know what that picture is. I have no idea what's going on there.
It's a candid photo, and shout out to Walker Buehler for signing with the Padres as well.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that, huh?
And for A.J. Preller for finally getting his extension. Probably well-earned is my guess. He has done a remarkable job with that program. There is one other quick story I want to tell you before we start getting into the meat of this show. So I'm at Mariners camp, and guy walks up and he goes, Chris, you're probably not going to remember me, but you coached me 8th grade hoops. And I was like, what? And it was Charlie Bielenson, who I haven't seen, I think, since I coached him. He's now 26. He was a 5th-round pick of the Mariners a few years ago. So he came up, big old smile, gave me a hug. He was like, whenever my parents and I saw you on TV, we were so excited back in the day. And he found his way to baseball. He went to Chaminade in Southern California, went to Brown, graduated from there, got his MBA at Duke, continued his baseball career, and now he's trying to make it in the show. And, I've covered spring training an awfully long time. I think that this might have been the high point for a kid to say, hey, you coached me at one point, and here he is. He's a few steps away. It's incredible.
That really is awesome. And you didn't know, that he got drafted? You didn't know that he was in pro ball at all?
I did not because, I didn't see him in Little League. So he was a year older than Josh, who's our oldest. They did play on the same basketball team. But then we weren't close with the family or anything, and we didn't run in the same circles, but super nice kid, good athlete. And if I had coached him in baseball, he would have had zero shot at being where he is right now. It's that simple. But what an amazing feeling.
He looks like a catcher or a second baseman. What do we got?
That's exactly what he looks like, which is why it's shocking that he is a reliever.
Okay. I can see a reliever.
Yeah, he throws I talked to Jerry DiPoto about him a little bit. I told him the story, and he said he's got a really good changeup, and he is definitely somebody to keep an eye on, even though he's a little bit older. He's 26. I think he was in the 2024 draft class. He kind of got caught up in the whole COVID extra year sort of deal, and he's obviously a bright kid. You go to Brown and get your MBA from Duke, you can do pretty much whatever you want, but he wants to chase his baseball dream, and I love every bit of it. It's a cool story, man. Cool story. So there you go. We got another cool story. The reigning AL MVP finally got in front of the microphone. That, of course, is Aaron Judge. He is surrounded by a bunch of familiar faces at Yankees camp, which I think is mostly good. Some people say, well, it's not good enough because you didn't even make it out of the divisional round. Well, at times, the offseason was trying for Agent 99.
Early on, it was pretty tough to watch. I'm like, man, we're the New York Yankees. Let's go out there and get the right people, get the right pieces to go out there and finish this thing out, because we got a special group of players here. We got a good core, good young core. So, it was frustrating, but think we're right where we need to be.
Did you express any of that to them?
Yeah.
I love that little remark at the end. Now, my question is, the captain is saying all the right things, but do you think deep down in his heart he had wished, I'd like to see our team do a little bit more?
I think there was the real truth in what he said right away, and we're the damn Yankees.
Yes.
Like, we need to do it. We need to be the Yankees, and I feel like he is echoing a sentiment that a lot of the fan base does have. And look, you can look at the lineup, Chris, and we've talked about this before. Number 1 in runs last year, number 1 in home runs. So it is a good lineup, if not a great lineup. And I say 1 through 6 here, we're looking at something that's very, very good. The bottom 3, obviously, you can improve on. And I think that's where, like, I would have, if I'm the owner or the architect of the Yankees, I mean, that's where I would have looked to have made a move. Third base, middle infield. Like, let's really give these. And I don't want to call him the last couple years of Judge's prime, because who knows how long this is going to go. This guy's an absolute monster. But let's get some more around Judge. I would have went to the bullpen too, made some more moves. I know they made moves in all those areas. I'm okay with the starting pitching. I think this is a very good team. But I think if you took Judge and it was just you and him, and you said, this is never going to get out, and he'd say, yeah, like I think I want some more done. Because we are those Yankees.
You know what we need? We need Aaron Judge to get the type of friends that Kevin Durant has, so he can spill the tea a little bit and share some of those private text chains, because that's, by the way, everybody does that. Everybody, and nobody wants to admit it, but everybody MFs somebody at their work on their text chains. Like, I can't believe that's happening. It happened. Oh, don't give me that stinky face. Yes.
I don't.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. We've all been guilty of it somewhere along the lines.
I've never said anything bad about you, Chris Rose.
You can. If so, just get in line, because everybody seems to. It's perfectly fine. If everybody raise your hand in the comments if you have done it, because I've done it. I've done it at some point. Like, you're shooting the shit with some friends and you say, I can't believe this person did that or whatever. And so you don't think that Aaron Judge a little bit in the offseason was talking to whomever his boys are. It was like, man, now it might have changed the minute they brought back Cody Bellinger. Possibly his tune had changed, but he knows that he needs a little bit more help on the team. And maybe some of that will come. Let's remember, Garrett Cole did not throw a single pitch for them last year. And I don't know how many months it's going to take for him to get back. He might even pitch in some games in spring training, but we're not going to see the real Garrett Cole until maybe the back half of this season. So that's like an addition.
No, I'm okay with their starting pitching. I truly am. I believe in Garrett Cole and what they're bringing back. Even like the Ryan Weathers move, like he could be like the answer in the back end of the bullpen, possibly. That's what I said that from the start. Like, I don't think that's going to be his role right away, but these things have a funny way of figuring themselves out. I think this is, like I said, it's a very good team, but when you are seeing the Orioles, and I know they were last place in the AL East last year, but they made a bunch of moves. And you see the Blue Jays, who were close to winning the World Series, they're making a bunch of moves. Like, I just think that if you're Aaron Judge, you look around and say, let's be the Yankees. He even said it.
Right. He did. What does everybody think out there about Aaron Judge? Put it in the comments section. Do you think he wishes and that he's just being a good soldier and a good captain? Or do you think he's really okay with the way that the team is constructed heading into 2026? I could listen either way. So help us make up our minds. As for New York's other team, their owner took center stage on Monday. Stevie Cohen, he elaborated on a bunch of things. He talked about some of the big-name veterans that they got rid of in the offseason or that walked out of town. He talked about what makes a successful season. You'll hear about that momentarily. But one of the interesting questions he got asked was, why wasn't a captain named for last year's team?
As long as I'm owning the team, there will never be a team captain.
Really?
Okay, that was my decision. My view is the locker room is unique, and let the locker room sort it out year in, year out. And so.
So you're not saying that there'll never be one?
No, there'll never be a captain.
Oh, there'll never be a captain.
There'll never be a captain.
When did you make that decision?
I've felt that way all along.
Really?
Yeah. Got to make the playoffs, right? I mean, I missed the playoffs last year, missing 2 years in a row. That's not good.
Okay, so we'll get to the captain thing in just a bit, but I want to start with the playoffs. because he was asked what defines a successful season. And he also added that once you make it to the playoffs, it feels like such a crapshoot that I just want to make the playoffs. Is that a successful season for the Mets?
I go back and forth with this one, Chris, because I'm not the guy that says if you win the World Series, it's successful, and if you don't win it, it's not a successful season. I truly don't believe that. But I'm also out on saying we just need to make it in the dance and we'll see what happens. I don't like that. Like, I want to say, let's make it to the dance with some freaking bullets in the clip. Like, let's have a bunch of starting pitching we can go to. Let's have some back end of the bullpen guys that we can really rely on. Let's have some absolute thumpers in the middle of the lineup. Like, let's go in there, like, ready to kill. Like, that's what you need. I do not like the attitude of let's just make it in and see what happens. Like, that to me is, especially if you're the New York Mets with an owner like Steve Cohen, like you have the resources to go in there, with a plethora of talent. Like you have those resources, so go do that. Don't let it be just okay to make the playoffs now. And I know he's walked it back. We can, and we're not going to bring this up. I guess I am bringing it up. When you guarantee a World Series in the first 5 years, and you say it'd be a disappointment, now all of a sudden you're just saying, hey, like I just want to get in the playoffs. Like I know that baseball's push back a little bit on the, the, I don't want to call it arrogance, but coming in guns a-blazing like that. But I don't really like that. I don't like Steve Cohen talking like that. I wish he was still the guy that was kind of, bullish on everything.
He has totally dialed it back. He has totally dialed it back. And I was so excited when he first came on board. I was like, oh my God. Now it's not, y'all missed the Steinbrenner era. I'm just telling you, it was crazy. It was wild. It was wacky. It was unpredictable. He was 40 years ahead of his time, because if he had been around right now, he would be the topic on virtually every show. Like, I know that a lot of baseball fans don't love the crazy morning shows that are out there. Take them for whatever they are. Sometimes they're entertaining. Most of the time they're all over the place, but he would have brought a ton of attention to baseball. And I really thought that Steve Cohen wasn't going to act Steinbrenner-esque, but he was going to have certain characteristics that would allow him to kind of take us back in that direction, but I think in the most positive way. And now he says, well, a successful year is us making the playoffs. Now, hold on. You did mention that within the first 5 years, he thought it would be a failure if they didn't win the World Series. They've only made it to the playoffs twice in his first 5 years. This is year 6. I don't know how close they got in 2024 when they made it to the NLCS and lost in 6 games to the Dodgers, but they were a good team. They were also like an out or two away from not even beating Milwaukee that year in the wild card round. So I do want him to have like a little bit more of the ass, to be honest.
Yeah, and that is something that, let's just get in the dance. That's something we hear from your guardians,
right?
Or my twins. Like, I don't want the richest owner in our sport talking like that. I just don't like that. So, is he the richest owner in our sport, or we count the Dodgers like conglomerate, or the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I mean, Guggenheim is, what they manage $350 billion worth of
largest single owner of a team. How about that? We'll just throw that out there.
We'll go with that.
I don't want him talking like that.
Either.
Is that David Stearns bringing a little bit of Milwaukee into his ear, or what?
Oh, come on. Don't get soft on us there, boss. Let's get to the other part that he talked about with the whole captaincy. It seems to be varying opinions all over the place. What do you think of it?
I'm not a captain guy. I don't know. It doesn't really mean a lot to me. I know there's the Yankees who have had a long history of that, but do the Mets have a long history of that? Like, to my knowledge, they don't.
So, how many captains do you think they've had? Remember, they've only been around since 1960.
David Wright was a captain. I know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. So to me, that means there's probably not that many.
There, 2 are fairly obvious, and then 1 makes sense, but it's a little shocking based on the position that he played.
Steve Garvey?
Steve Garvey did not play for the Mets.
He didn't? Oh, I'm sorry. Delete that.
Yeah, sorry.
Who am I thinking of?
Okay, Keith Hernandez.
Okay.
He was the first. He was the first captain in Mets history. And then he shared the duties with the kid, Gary Carter.
That's who I was thinking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. We all have little brain farts. Don't worry about it. And then the last one is Johnny Franco, which was kind of interesting to me because usually a pitcher's not going to be a captain and a reliever is usually not going to be a captain. But he was a fiery guy, local dude, the whole bit. So, there you go. I don't know. Captaincy in baseball, you're right. You only think of one team. Like, I don't even know if there are other captains in baseball right now. Are there?
Well, Sal was a captain, right? Salvador Perez?
Yeah, I guess he is.
I think he has a C.
I think so.
It's very random in the sport. I mean, again, it's like it's not a sport where one guy takes over. It's just not that way. So I'm thinking like the guys on my team who would have been captains. Like, yeah, when I first started out with the Twins, it better have been Morneau and Mauer. You couldn't just do one of them. You would have had to have multiple captains. I think that creates a weird dynamic. So I do think he's right on that. Like, who cares about a captain? Let the clubhouse. The clubhouse knows who's running the team.
I guess my question is this. If you're Francisco Lindor, do you take offense to what he said? Because there were rumors last year that he was about to be anointed captain.
I don't think you care.
You don't think so?
No. Like, Francisco Lindor has it all, man. Like, he's got a massive contract. He's had a great career. He's got a family. Like, I don't think he's really worried about being captain. Again, like, it's just not a normal thing in baseball. If they were the only team that didn't have a captain, like, then it'd be a story. But for this, I don't think he cares.
Right. I mean, like, my team, the Guardians, if there's a captain, it's Jose Ramirez, based on the way
that's
he
actually
plays.
A great team that should have a captain. Is probably the Guardians Jose Ramirez.
Good point. I don't know. I think it just gave people some stuff to talk about. And the reason I think the story is magnified is because the team that's in one of the other boroughs up there has the captain in the sport. Like I mentioned, I don't even let us know if your favorite team has a captain. I suppose I could Google it.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Okay, good. Find out how many.
Yeah.
How many? I don't know. Whatever.
Right now, it's Judge and Sal. That's it. That's what Google says.
There you go.
And Sal deserves it. Sal and Jose Ramirez are two guys I'd be like, yes, they should be captains.
Great. So 6.5% of the teams in Major League Baseball have captains. There we are, folks.
Story?
It's not. I don't know why we just spent time on it. It was funny. I guess I'm losing it here. It's been a long day. All right. Today's episode of Baseball Today is sponsored by Amazon. When life throws you a curveball, Amazon's everyday low prices on essentials helps you save the day. Amazon has everything you need whenever you need it. From planned purchases to unexpected moments, they've got everything in one place, saving you time and money so you can focus on what matters most. Do you know what I did specifically for this trip? We're out in Arizona. Usually there's a lot of sun out here. You get some extra sunblock. I ordered it. Since I'm the dad of John Boy Media, I brought it for everybody to use. Do you think any of the three other knuckleheads that came with me to camp today put it on? Do you think any of them did? Yeah, the old man took care of his skin. The rest of them looked at me like I was trying to offer them drugs. That's not how it worked. Put your sunblock on when you're outside. I don't care how young you are. You got to take care of all your skin. Thank you. Now back to Amazon. From tech to clothing to daily needs or anything else you need to prepare for the start of baseball season, including sunblock when you go to games, Amazon has everything you need all in one convenient place and can deliver to you anytime, anywhere. So whether it's routine shopping or handling life's curveballs, shop Amazon, save on essentials, save every day. I can't believe those guys wouldn't put the sunblock on. It bothered the hell out of me. I got to be honest with you.
They don't know, Chris. They don't know. They're so young. Things are so easy for them right now.
Well, you know what? Robbie Scirocco did say. He said, it's in my moisturizer that I put on my face early in the morning. Probably not enough, Rob. We'll go over. I'll give you a report card later in the week to see how they do. Thank you. All right. Interesting meeting with the media for San Francisco's rookie manager, Tony Vitello. Let's remember, he had almost a decade storied career at the University of Tennessee, really put them back on the national map. He got them their first ever national championship a couple of years ago, and then somewhat shockingly jumped to Major League Baseball, even though he has zero pro experience. Well, he sat down with the media on Monday, and this is the way he started his day.
When did you first think I was taking this job? Or do you remember that far back?
Yeah, it was about 4 days before it actually happened, 5 days before.
Yeah, that's funny you say that because that was not reality. Because somebody tweeted it out. I don't know who told them. I wish I did. And it might have changed the course of history if I would have known who did, to be honest with you. But it just bothers me because I don't know. You see people angry on this. I hate to get philosophical, but you see people angry on the streets for a lot of times stuff that's not even true.
Okay, so he was talking with Susan Slusser, who's outstanding writer and covers the Giants for the San Francisco Chronicle. And then the second part of that, he was asked, why did you bring that up to us? And he said, because somebody had tweeted it out. There are a lot of people that are seemingly upset with him kind of going on this tangent and talking about kind of like his ex-girlfriend, if you will. Is it that big a deal or not?
In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, Chris. Like, it matters what the Giants do this year. That's the biggest thing. I got to be honest with you, that was one of the stranger exchanges I've ever seen a manager have. And the fact that he kind of went out of his way to have it. They didn't even ask him the question.
Right.
Like, he spearheaded that thing. Number one, I'm Team Susan Sluss all the time.
Yeah,
I love her. She was awesome. I had her with the A's. Number two, usually that's number two. That should have happened on the side. If you really wanted to ask Susan that or whoever that was covering the team, you could just say after the scrum, hey, off record guys, let's talk about this. All managers do that. Every single time you have a scrum, they go, all right, off record, let's talk about some things. That is just commonplace. So I think that was a mistake by him. I'm pretty sure he'll learn by it because I guarantee he's getting a lot of hey, man, that's we shouldn't really be doing that anymore already. I want a guy that's going to be open with the media. I want a guy that's going to kind of talk and not just be a robot. But this is one that I think that Tony's going to want back. But again, I'll say this. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter, this interview. It was weird. Did I like it? No. But I want to see what he does, with actual baseball. Leave the college stuff behind, bro. Nobody wants to hear about it.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you were in the Giants clubhouse, would you be talking about it with other players? Because everybody has social media.
Absolutely.
They all saw it.
I'd be like, Skip, what are we doing? I probably would have said something to him.
Would you?
Probably. If I was a veteran in that clubhouse, hey, man, this is amplified. This is the big leagues.
Okay.
Everything is amplified. That's something that players know right away. Hey, in the minor leagues, you could say stuff. There's a lot of things you can do in the minor leagues that is not under a microscope. In the big leagues, every single thing. Look at us. We're talking about it. A ton of outlets are talking about it. He has to, if he didn't he knew that, but he forgot it. So he just has to always have that in his mind. And maybe one of the veteran players hey, come on, man.
Here's what I would say. I haven't followed him that closely. I obviously know who he is. I've always seen him on MLB Network's draft coverage. He's a sensational talker. His cadence, the way he delivers messages, is almost unlike anybody I've ever heard in front of a microphone.
Did you like the cadence and the sensationalism there?
Yes, I did. I loved it. And then there was another clip that's old. I think it was from last year in the fight to go to the College World Series where they played Evansville. And he had a 6-minute diatribe about what makes a successful season. And if we get upset by Evansville, is the season a total failure? And he rambled for 6 minutes, but it was fascinating. I could not stop watching it. And somebody was good enough to put it back out there today based on what happened at Giants camp here. I think there's a couple of things. Number one, it's okay that he might not be emotionally over his last job. I mean, think of how much he poured into that place. This is a dude that used to go high five people in the stands. If you've ever watched, I know you're not a huge college baseball fan, but if you've ever watched a game at Tennessee or any place in the SEC, it's magnetic. The energy is off the charts. It's super fun. It's refreshing. It's all sorts of goodness. It really is. And so it's okay for him to have enjoyed that, to have loved that part of his life, and to still feel like Knoxville's got part of his heart. And I don't think that affects how he's going to do his job with the Giants. I don't think he's having second thoughts about taking the job, like some people are trying to say.
I don't think so either. And I understand what he was trying to do, because in the entire conversation, he was basically like, hey, like, I wasn't sure that I was going to take this job because I wanted to make sure my assistant coaches were set up for after my departure. It's basically what he was trying to say. But again, I'll reiterate, this is a conversation for off the record, for, off to the side. Like, you don't just how many cameras were rolling around him right there? Several.
Listen, I agree that it was a mistake, but I think it's one that he can learn from. If we thought that he was not going to make any errors this year, whether it was in front of the microphone or while in the dugout during a game, I don't know what you're thinking. There are going to be growing pains and there are going to be mistakes, but this isn't one that's going to make him lose the locker room. I'd be shocked.
No. I don't think so either. And I do believe he was hired because of how he is,
Yes.
with his personality. So like, I told you, I don't think in the grand scheme of things, this means anything. Like, that was a very weird conversation. And I don't think he should be continuing to have very weird conversations. Like, I almost put this out today, and tell me what you think about this. And maybe people are going to hate that I say this, because who am I? Like, do you think he's earned the fact to be like one of the weird managers? Like, there's like weird guys, like your guy Tito. He can say whatever he wants, and he goes off, does some weird things every once in a while, but he's like earned the right to do that. He's been around the block a little bit. Like, there are these head coaches, managers that want to give out like philosophical advice. Joe Madden was one of them. I don't know if like he's there yet for me. But maybe I'll love this guy. Like, everyone that I talk to that knows him is like, you're gonna love this guy. But that wasn't like a great first impression for me.
Okay, you bring up a really good point, and I love that you're bringing up the weirdness factor. And I think weirdness is actually a real positive and endearing term in this quality, because we all do love Tito, but he's like nuts all over the place. Great, funny, the way he talks, everything about it. I would answer yes, because we don't have enough of those guys.
Okay,
we have too many guys who are just caught in their little box, and I think it's going to be really refreshing. I think it's going to be awesome. And I know that at the end of the day, he's hired for wins and losses, and that's all that matters. But I'm rooting for him. I am rooting for him to be successful, because I like people that are different and good at their job. And you can't tell me he wasn't good at Tennessee.
He is fascinating to me. Like, I usually don't really care to cover managers. And you've actually like turned me on to this whole like covering the GMs and like listening to their press conferences. You can find some nuggets there. I'll be watching, is what I'll say. On a media standpoint, I'm in on it. Like, if I was a player, like, I want to see how he handles, like, what if somebody sucks this year and is playing really poorly? Like, is he just going to be honest and be like, yeah, this guy stinks right now? Or is that going to be behind closed doors? Like, I want to see how he's going to be.
I don't remember hearing him air out college kids. Now it's different than
he's got to be. He seems like a very positive guy. That's what we heard. That wasn't that positive right there.
Well, but it had to do with his situation and his life, and other people that he had to leave behind, and having a meeting before he wanted to have a meeting with his college players, all that sort of stuff. So it wasn't. I don't know.
All right, hey, let me say this. I need to put this on the record, okay? Hey, social media team, if you're clipping this for a clip, make sure you add that, like, I'm still in on this guy. I'm not out on him. Do I think it was a weird exchange? Sure, but like, it's not gonna. It's not going to affect what he does unless it continues to keep happening. How about that?
Stop worrying about what people are saying about you on social media. Now,
Well, you know
stop
what?
that now.
Because every once in a while, whatever, we're good.
Okay. Just checking. Let us know what everybody. I'll be fascinated to see. Are you Camp Vitello or not? Are you in? Are you out? Where are you sitting? Obviously, this is much more for more than just Giants fans. Everybody, because I think he is a flavor we have not had in this game before.
Is
And
he
I
okay? Let me
cannot-
ask you this, because I'm now just quick, because I know
Yes.
what do Tennessee fans think about this guy?
Well, if there are any, I think if they're being honest with themselves, they can't be upset that the guy wanted a different challenge. Now, I don't know enough about the inner workings of that. I just don't. But anytime a guy has a chance to get one of 30 jobs, if that was indeed his lifetime dream, and who knows, maybe at some point he said it wasn't, but maybe that changed. Good for him.
He said the players didn't care. They were like, heck yeah, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, we haven't had it before, so I'm excited to see it. I can't wait.
All right.
All right, today's episode of Baseball Today, it's sponsored by PSA. You know those baseball cards you've had since you were a kid? The ones that are sitting in your parents' basement or stored in those boxes that you've moved from house to house to house? What if they're actually worth something? Stop wondering and find out with the help of PSA. With the PSA app, you can quickly scan your cards to find out their estimated market value. Then you can ship them to the hobby's #1 authenticator to get them graded and ready to sell. From there, you're just seconds away from listing them on eBay, accepting zero-fee cash PSA partner offers on eligible cards, or storing in your items in the PSA vault. There's no taking pictures. There's no filling out long selling forms or dealing with potential buyers. Just one single app, one shipment. That's all it takes to go from sitting at home to graded and listed for sale. So step up to the plate, turn your cards into cash with the power of PSA. Head on over to the link in the description. Use the code TODAY25 for $25 off your first grading submission. Terms do apply. Good luck. Let us know how you do with that. That's kind of cool. All right, I want to get back to something that happened over the weekend in Phillies camp. It's the first time we've had a chance to hear from Bryce Harper ever since the team president, Dave Dombrowski, finished up his year-end presser after the Phillies were eliminated in the 2025 playoffs. And he wondered out loud whether or not Bryce Harper was still an elite player. He said his numbers were down. He still had a good year, but not the sort of year that Bryce Harper wanted to have. And then Bryce Harper, of course, is wearing a T-shirt that says "Still Elite," I believe. On the
I think
chest.
it said not elite.
Not elite. Yes, not elite. My apologies. Thank you. Not elite while he was working out in the offseason. So here is Bryce Harper, and obviously he's not finished thinking about this whole thing.
I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff. You know, I for me, it was kind of wild, the whole situation of that happening. I think the big thing for me was, you know, when we first met with this organization, it was, hey, you know, we're always going to keep things in-house, and we expect you to do the same thing. And so, you know, when that didn't happen, kind of took me for a run a little bit. So, I don't know, you know, it's part of it, I guess. You know, it's kind of a wild situation, you know, that even happening. Obviously, I didn't have the year that I wanted. Obviously, I didn't have the postseason I wanted. My numbers weren't where they needed to be. I know that, and you know, I don't need to be motivated to be great, you know, in my career or anything else. So that's just not a motivating factor for me. You know, for Dave to come out and say those things, it's kind of wild to me still.
He admitted that he's got an open door policy, and they did apparently talk, I believe, in the offseason. You're kind of raising your eyebrows. What's going on?
I mean, they talked. It must not have been a great talk.
So,
like, Dave didn't apologize then, because you wouldn't keep. If Dave apologized, I think Bryce would have kind of said, "Hey, man, like we're not really thinking about that. All we're going to talk about right now is what's going to happen on the field in 2026. I feel great. You know, that would have been what he said, right? Am I wrong? Is that a misread by me?
I don't think so, and I don't think anybody asked him if Dombrowski apologized. I don't remember hearing
I've
that.
said this all along. Dave probably doesn't want to apologize. He likes the chip on Bryce's shoulder.
I agree. I agree. Because you know what? Bryce can say everything he wants that, like, I don't use that to motivate me. I think, what are we talking about? I think that's exactly what he's using it for.
Yeah. Was there a follow-up about, like, why'd you wear the shirt then?
Yes. He said, because my people make T-shirts for me, and so I wear them.
All right. Look, I love Bryce Harper probably more than anybody. I think he's like undervalued as far as like how we treat our stars in the game of baseball. He's lived up to every single expectation since he left high school early to go play junior college ball.
Right.
Like, this guy is an absolute freak. He's great with the media. He's like, he was getting beamed by pitchers when he first came up because he was too cocky. And now this guy's known for just being a relentless hard worker, great teammate. All he wants to do is win. All he knows is ball. He even has fun on social media. He's everything you want in a star. I love me some Bryce Harper. So if Dave Dombrowski is doing this on purpose, fine. I think also it does motivate Bryce regardless of what he says, because I will say this. You know, when you have that much success, like what motivates you? Like, you need someone to knock you down a little bit, man. I think that can be a great, great motivator, especially someone that you probably really respect. Talks about you like that lights a fire. Whether that like motivates you or lights a fire doesn't matter. It's the same thing, right?
I'll tell you what I think motivates him. The fact that he doesn't want to be part of the discussion of the best players never to have won a ring. I think that's a huge part of it. I think when your boss takes pot shots at you, his 844 OPS was the second lowest of his Phillies tenure, outside of the pandemic season. I believe that was actually at his second lowest WAR, I think, outside of the pandemic season. This is now going to be his 7th season in Philly. I think by the middle of this year, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to have played more games as a Philadelphia Philly than a Washington National. Do I still think that it bothers him that the year after he left Washington that they won a ring? Yeah, hell yes, I think it does. And that's
of course
good.
It does.
I mean, people look at that as a negative. If I were a Phillies fan, I'd want everything piled up on the chips on the shoulder. Everything. I don't know, man.
That's probably the single most motivating thing that he has going, is the fact that they won right after he left. And again, gosh, I do this too often, but I'm going to compare myself to Bryce Harper right now. The Twins made the playoffs the year after I left. And that hurt. That hurt me in my soul because, as you know, I never played in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That hurt a lot. So, I know that still motivates him. And then, yeah, Dave, whether it's light a fire or motivate, whatever it is, man, I'm expecting massive things out of this guy this year.
Totally. I can't wait to see him do his thing.
By the way, 905 career OPS. This guy's a freaking star. There was some idiot online said that Bryce Harper's not an elite player or something like that. That was going around the rounds. I don't know if you saw that. That was on X.
Was it
doesn't know ball?
Was his Twitter handle DD Philly Prez?
Maybe.
Is that what it was? So we go back and check that.
Oh gosh.
I know
Dave
you and I are
and Kevin Durant just talking crap with each other.
They're in the same group chat. We should put together group chats on the show. Our favorite baseball group chats. Let's see how that works out.
Oh man.
I would love every bit of that. That would be so much fun. All right. It is time right now for Stock Risers. That is brought to you by SeatGeek, where we take a look at players and prospects who are ready to break out in 2026. So why don't we focus on the guy who is number one atop the prospect charts? He is perhaps, maybe he's the Pittsburgh Pirates starting shortstop. I certainly hope so. Connor Griffin. Listen to this report that Fangraphs put out about the 19-year-old. They listed their top 100 prospects. Here you go, Plouffe. I know it's your favorite topic. Griffin is not only clearly the best prospect in baseball, but one of the top handful of prospects ever evaluated during the current era of Fangraphs scouting, which goes back to a little over 10 years. He's a franchise-altering entity whose talent rivals that of Bobby Witt, a young, level-headed Hanley Ramirez, or a faster Carlos Correa. This is a complete player, an absolute monster who might make Paul Skeens the second best guy on his team in short order, who might one day be mentioned in Pittsburgh in the same breath as Mean Joe Green if they can find a way to get an extension done, and whose daily impact can help return the Pirates to long-awaited glory. What are you shaking your head for?
That's crazy. Like, I know this guy's a good player. I've actually, because I've heard so much about him, I've looked at videos of his swing. Love the swing, Chris. And he's got, kind of like we always talk about, a couple different clubs in the bag. This guy can pop one out to left like that. I've seen him shoot the ball to right field. He gets jammed at times, lets the ball travel, which makes him have good swing decisions. He's fast. He can play defense, multiple positions, all that good. I saw him make a catch in center field that was awesome. That's a lot, man. It's a lot to put on this guy. So here's one of two things. It's a lot to put on him, or that's like helping him out so much and getting this extension. So I don't know if like his agency wrote to Fangraphs like, hey, will you put this blurb out about this guy? Because I've never heard anyone talk about a baseball player like that.
I haven't either.
And I don't know, man. Bobby Witt, Mean Joe Green, even I know who that is.
Well, yeah, he's only one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history. Helped the Steelers win 4 Super Bowls in the 70s. Look, we throw too much on kids. We don't let kids be kids. But dude is 19. He does not look 19. If you listen to his first press conference down at Pirates spring training, you're like, he doesn't sound 19 either. Apparently, he's already married. There's another thing.
I love.
I know. 19. It wasn't for me at that age, but that's perfectly fine. I don't sit here and judge. I hope he's happy. I hope everything works out there. I just think maybe it's that could show a little bit of his maturity and that he's ready. If you're the Pirates, do you throw $200 million at him right now?
No, because you don't need to.
How about a year in? Because that's...
Okay, tell me what he does in year 1 or year 2. Like, yeah, they don't need to do it. The only reason they would do it now is not to offer $200 million. They'd do it so they could offer him what they think is a very team-friendly deal.
So Wander got $182 million guaranteed after 104 days in the show. Bobby Witt got $288 after 2 years. J-Rod got $210 guaranteed, which could go up to $400 million depending on all sorts of goodies that he hits. He got that midway through his rookie year in 2022. So that's kind of what you're looking at here. I mean, once you start the clock, that number's going to go up.
Yeah, I mean, to start before you even step on a field at $200 million, I'm all for players getting paid. You know that. That just seems a little. I don't think that happens. Like you got to see it. My take is you got to see it, unless you're going to give him $50 million, like a Christian Campbell got that. We've seen guys get that pre big league debut deal, but it's not $200 million. Like, let me see what this guy looks like after a year of big league pitching going up against him, and then we can reevaluate.
Are we all going to be? Remember, Skeens 2 years ago started in the minor leagues, even though he was ready. We all know why he started down there. Do you think Connor Griffin starts with the team, or do you think he starts in the minors?
I think he should start with the team. Like, if we're getting reports like this, you can't tell me he's not one of the 26 best players in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. And now that there's incentives for teams to have guys up, right? If he goes and he's top 3 in Rookie of the Year, there's a draft pick attached. I believe that's what it is, right?
It's either top 2 or 3. Yep.
So, like, yes, he should be up there. He should be starting, man. And I hope he's that guy. We need more Bobby Witts, dude. Like, I'm in. Like, he seems like a freaking baller. I love the tape, Chris. And I don't watch a lot of tape of prospects. You know that.
I know. His stats last year, 942 OPS, 21 homers, and 484 at-bats, and
At
65 steals. 65. How you doing, man? The line, by the way, the line that got me, it wasn't even the Mean Joe Green's line. It was, he's an absolute monster who might make Paul Skeens the second best guy in his team in short order. Paul Skeens has thrown 55 games in the show and has given up 70 earned runs.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, look, I'm looking at the lines now, and I played in Bradenton, I played in Altoona, I played in that Eastern League. I had 19 to put up a 961, hit 337. It was only in 21 games, but he's a stud. We know that. It's the big leagues. I know I think he's going to be great, but I want to see it. That's fair, right?
Absolutely. But I'm just telling you, if he's doing it after 4 months and they aren't starting to talk about a contract for him, I don't care what it is. If they're not, then they're doing business the wrong way in Pittsburgh.
Then, yeah, I mean, it's like, get some of that private equity money as a minority owner and take Paul Skeens and him and give him contracts, and Bubba Chandler while you're at it. Let's go. Like, if you got this core of players, let's freaking go.
I'm excited for them. I don't know how much better they're going to be than they were last year, but I'm excited. I'm excited to watch them. Now they've got a lineup at least out there, particularly if he's in it on an opening day, where you're like, it's not dog shit. Like, at least you go out there and it's a
Or
major.
You hit him second right out the gate. He's hitting 2-hole for you.
On that team, he might.
Right?
I don't know. Where's Brian Reynolds hit?
I mean, they're comparing this guy to Bobby Witt.
Yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait. There's got to be some Pirates fans out there in our community, or people that have watched him play. Okay. All right. I got to rest up. We're hitting Dodger camp. Say hi if you see us out there on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we'll be hopefully with the Cubs and the Athletics, I think is what we're trying to hit. So we'll be busy, and then we go back and get ready for Blitzball Battle. What are we, 8?
8.
Oh, my gosh. Can't believe that. It's already here. Already here. If you miss some games, you can catch them on MLB Network. That's unreal. Good call there, Dan Rourke. Thank you very much. By the way, quick reminder for SeatGeek, use the code BASEBALL2026 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. Go use it. Put that code in, which is something I did not do recently when I ordered tickets on SeatGeek. I'm such a moron. I was exhausted.
What are you doing? You read that ad almost every day.
I just, Michelle's still mad about it. She's like, don't you have a promo code? And the little wheel was spinning, and I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't do it. It was like,
send a vouch.
It's horrible. I'm such a moron. All right, we're back at it again later this week. We'll let you know what day we're coming out with. The schedule's a little wonky. Obviously, I'm at spring training, and then we got to travel for Blitzball Battle 8. But we have not forgotten about our community because we love you. We're trying to churn out so much content. Yes, go ahead, caller.
I also love that Connor Griffin's from Mississippi. I do.
Did you ever play down there?
That means he's about ball. This guy's not distracted like those California kids are.
Did you ever play a game in Mississippi?
Not one.
Mm.
My friend Brian Dozier's from there, Tupelo.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old Saints fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're back at it again later this week for our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We'll see you later this week here on Baseball Today.